Yeah, I was approached. I've been approached on different companies. I was approached. I looked at Twitter and I loved it. I think it's a great platform. I think Elon Musk is the perfect one for that company. Uh, you don't have to be a genius to realize that he was going to finish that deal. He was up against lawsuits that he wouldn't have won in Delaware, in my opinion, the Chancery Court there. And so we bought a lot of stock in it. But I bought stock when it went down after when we were thinking of it, and then he announced what he was doing. The stock went down, and we loaded up with it. I mean, we bought close to, I can't remember exactly, 15 million shares, which is a fair amount to get when it was in the 30s. And I look at it two ways. I believe that he was going to do the deal. And if he did the deal, that's great. Because I do believe we go to corporate governance now. And one of the major problems in this country, and I keep saying it, not the only problem, because you need discipline as far as inflation goes, and we have that real problem. But one of the major problems is there's no corporate governance. I mean, corporate governance in this country is an oxymoron. Corporate democracy is an oxymoron. And there's an article today about BlackRock talking about it. And I hope my thing, and I know him, really does something, because actually these index funds protect bad CEOs or CEOs that are just there. And you don't have any accountability in corporate America. And in Twitter, I think it's sort of ludicrous that, I mean, I'm not going to get into the politics of whether or not you should have the right to censor somebody or not, although I think you really shouldn't censor anybody unless there's a real reason for it. But what's ludicrous is that a couple of people at Twitter who are employees of Twitter, they work for the shareholders, decide in their great wisdom who can go on the platform and who can't. And I think those days are over. That's just ludicrous. So I just looked at it and felt that I got a lot of calls about it. And so I said to myself, I'm buying stock here. If for some reason Musk doesn't do it, we'll probably launch a proxy fight. But what happened was Musk came in, and I said to myself, I said to my guys, I mean, he's the perfect guy for this. And I would, obviously have supported anything he did. I think he's, I don't know him, but I think some of the things he says and does, I think, are brilliant. I mean, I'm not in Tesla, but I never own Tesla because, to me, it's not my kind of stock. It's just too high a multiple. But so we went in and bought all that stock, and, we made a lot of money on it. But I'm happy about that. There's something inside of me that I wish I was looking forward to doing a fight on that one, because it's so outrageous. In other words, I'll just repeat again. Why, if you owned a chain of restaurants, if you owned it, Steve, your family gave you a chain of restaurants, and you have a major domo at the restaurant, would you allow him to say, I don't like that guy, he can't come into the restaurant, and I'll let that guy come in? You say, I'm going to fire you. I mean, so that to me, it just was a ludicrous situation. And I'm not deciding here or discussing the political aspects of whether or not you should have censorship. But I do believe that there is freedom of speech, which is extremely important. And yeah, there should be some censorship in certain cases. But it shouldn't be up to the employee of the company, whether he's called CEO or whatever he's called, to decide, I don't like that guy's politics, I'm not letting him on. So I was ready to get outraged, to get into it, but what the heck? I'm glad we made all the money we made on it. I tell you, it's public anyway. We made about $250 million, 200 million, maybe 250. And yeah, but we have a big portfolio in IEP. IEP this year is doing very well because, I've been smart or lucky in our short positions are working out and the long positions are sort of working out. So the net asset value of IEP has gone up so far for the 9 months, over $1 billion. So every year we try to keep ourselves long and short and look for those little jewels. And that's what we do over there. And I think that the company itself is a great platform for this country, a great platform. And you look around at some of these other technology companies in that same area, I don't think they're that well run. So I look at it, I think Musk from the little I've seen what he's done, he's a perfect guy to run it. He's a brilliant guy and all that. So I figured he's going to do it. It's perfect for him. And all this bull that he didn't have the money to do it is nonsense. If you look at his net worth, and you look at his balance sheet, and you look at all the stock he's got, I mean, that was just completely nonsense. So in my mind, anyway. And in my mind, though, throughout this whole thing, he did pay a little too much for it, but not as bad as people say. I really think that company, because of what it stands for, is worth in the low 30s, maybe. So maybe he did pay a little more, today, but so maybe he paid a little more. But that's a sort of a rounding error for the guy. And so I figured, he's going to do it. But if he didn't, I was definitely going to launch a proxy fight. Well, not definitely, but close to. I mean, it wasn't definite. And I would have asked him to be on the board or be chairman or something, kind of thing. But if he had called me, I would have put a couple of billion in that, with him, because I think he's going to do real well with it. But I probably would have wanted a preferred or something, but nobody ever called me, and I'm glad they didn't. But so that's basically that one. Like, to me, I really, because of our positions here, it's difficult for me to buy any more of it, but we own so much of it. The CVI, I think, is going to be, there's things at CVI like that, like the stuff that we're going to be doing in the fertilizer business, for instance. I mean, so that's a good one. There are other ones I can't talk about at all because, the earnings aren't out and whatever that I think are cheap. I think Crown Company is really cheap in the sense that it's in an industry that is not going to be affected that badly, in my opinion. I mean, short term, nobody can talk about it. But long term, it's not going to be affected that badly in a recession. And in fact, it's growing. So you have a company that's growing. And it's hard to compete with that one, too, because, you can't just go and build a can company. You have to be in an area because, when you ship these cans, you have a problem of paying for shipping because, can takes up a lot of space. So you have to be pretty near a large user of those cans. So it's hard to break in it. So it's barriers of entrance, natural barriers of entrance, which I like. Mm-hmm. And so you just look for that kernel. And then the other little thing is sort of the thing, I think, but that's going to be down the road, I think. But I think they should stick to their business. That's what I think, and not be diversifying all over.
Gotcha.